Good morning. So what's the best type of exercise to do? Should I do X? Should I do Y? Is this better? Is that better? It's a loaded question, this one. And it does depend on what your goal is, how long you've trained for. But what we do know is actually the best exercise is the one that you can do over time, progress over time with minimal injury risk. That is the optimal. Like, I could get faster results, but my injury risk could be up here. I could get technically faster results with my injury risk down here, but it would take longer to get there potentially, but I'd actually be quicker if I avoid injury. And this is a big part of something that we do at Fruci Fit as well, especially more recently. We just developed a new program actually with our Fruci Intense sessions to progress over time. And this is something that we're looking into a lot more detail now as well, which is really exciting. And if you look at the whole thing about this, it's actually preparing the body for certain movements, preparing the body to be not just fit for life, but fit for an activity, a fitness event, whatever it is. And when you look at the research on what the best exercise is, you can look at it from those different goals. So firstly, most people want to feel good. Like, we can all agree that whether you've got a fitness event or whether you want to get up and down from the floor with the kids, grandkids, whatever, we can probably agree that we just want to feel better. And when you look at depression, anxiety, mental health, exercise has a massive effect. Now, it seemed to show that in a recent review paper that higher intensity exercise had a better effect, but that's not to say that other types of exercise didn't do anything. They did a lot, and it was shown that there was diminishing returns as well on the more you do. And perhaps they hypothesized that the longer you think you have to exercise for, more mentally, that's stressful, one. Two, you're less likely to keep it up, so you're less likely to get the benefits from it. Now, one of the mechanisms behind higher intensity exercise being more beneficial is actually due to the chemical response in the brain, something that you get back from that. And I get that. When I sometimes work hard, it does feel good. However, we need to manage that stress. And remember that high intensity is high intensity relative to you. That's different for different people. More on that another day. So think of, number one, something that you definitely can do and stick to. Duration is less important than you think. Don't think you have to exercise now because you exercised an hour 2 years ago. Like, if I was to go back to my optimal workout plan, when I was probably in the best shape of my life, it'd probably require about 2 hours a day. Like, literally about 2 hours a day of exercise if I was to go back to my optimal body shape. However, and I say optimal, it's not actual optimal in terms of me, just in terms of physique, muscle, fat, etc. I would never actually exercise because it would take me 2 hours a day. I don't have 2 hours a day anymore. I did when I was like 10 years ago. And often people go back to that and they go, oh no, when I was younger, I was playing hockey, I was doing this, I was exercising for 2 hours a day. Now it's like everyone thinks they need to meditate, have a cold bath, all these things. When actually, when you look at the research, actually now we're looking at, okay, what's the minimum effective dose? And actually 20 to 30 minutes gets you like 80% of the results that you probably want, if not more. And if you stick to it for long enough, you're probably gonna get quicker results. One, because you're gonna stick to it for long enough, rather than the higher the duration, the longer you do it for, the potential drop-off rate is higher. So point being is, don't underestimate the 10 minute, the 20 minute, the half an hour. There's enough research now, more and more research is now going into the minimum effective dose, because actually a lot of people that we work with as well, time poor, but they want to get back in shape, but they're comparing themselves to 20 years ago. So if we can actually get rid of that obstacle, that's probably going to get us a lot better results. And actually the research is more and more showing this now, from a mental health point of view and a physical health point of view. And actually you can maintain, you'll be so surprised at how much you can maintain muscle by doing a lot less than it took to build it, which is exciting as well. So you might hit a 12-week program, progressive program, like I talked about with the Fruci Intense program, where we push it over 12 weeks. But then to maintain that, you could drop off a bit and actually maintain that doing perhaps less time. So rather than wait till the perfect time, surely we're not waiting till January yet. Rather than wait till the perfect time, actually do something, because that will have a drastic effect, especially if you haven't really trained too much recently, even more of a beneficial effect. If you haven't done resistance exercise before in a structured way, I always get really excited because I'm like, we're going to get amazing results. And someone says, oh, I've done some classes or I've done some running and stuff. I'm like, so no strength training, no resistance work? And they're like, not really. I'm like, brilliant, because you're going to respond really well. Your muscles are going to be super sensitive to this, throw in some genetic potential and you'll be like the person the other day who said, man, I looked around and I saw I had a calf muscle. Where did that come from? Which sounds really small. No one ever says, oh, I really want calf muscles. But actually, when you look at this, actually, this is about protecting your Achilles, being protective for injuries, prehab. Anyway, could go on all day, but I hope that helps and how that gets you thinking differently about waiting for the perfect optimal diet, but rather just doing something. Anyway,